What's up, guys? Coach Richard here, and I've got a story for you. Heather, my wife, and I, we just went on the most beautiful vacation to Jamaica, our first time out of the country for both of us. We've never been, and it was our first real trip since we've gotten together, opened CrossFit Fiend, and all that. There was some flight drama on the way home, so while this story is our vacation, it's more than a travel story. It's more of a life's going to test our fitness story. So I'm excited to tell y'all all about it. We started. Had to leave early. We woke up around 4:30. We went to Jamaica. We had a flight from OKC to Houston, Houston to Jamaica. We drive to the resort, and we have 5 nights of pure joy. Jamaica's beautiful. If you've never been, highly recommend you go. The people there are even more beautiful. Everyone's so nice. Everyone's just wants you to have a great vacation, and that's exactly what happens. Just all around good trip, So after the trip, we've never been out of the country, so it's time to go home. We get a bus ride back to the airport. Get to the airport plenty of time. We have like an hour and a half. We get checked in, all of that. Our boarding time from Jamaica back to Houston is 2:02. Then our flight from Houston to OKC, we look it up, and we have about a 90-minute window to get off the plane. We've got to get our bags, we've got to get through customs, and we've got to get to gate C8. No big deal. The app that Heather uses, the Houston Airport app or United, I'm not sure which one, says that it's about a 71-minute travel time. And I'm taking into consideration that that's probably checking the bags and all of that. So we have 90 minutes, 71 minutes, no problem. We can make it. That's an estimated walk time. Then 2:03 hits. We should be boarding, and they come over the intercom and they tell us that the plane that we are flying on from Jamaica to OKC hasn't even landed yet. As you can imagine, we've never been in another country. And now the wheels start turning. We start doing math. Like, are we going to be able to make this? The plane hasn't landed. We only had 90 minutes. The plane has to land. They got to get people off. They're going to have to clean it. They're going to have to check it. Then we have to board. Who knows what the runway is going to be like, because now everything's off schedule. So a little panic sets in. Nothing too major and nothing we can't handle, but we are in a little panic. So we finally start boarding, and Heather has the apps out, and she asks the guy that's checking our passports, what do we do? Our layover is only 90 minutes, and now that's cut back even more. He says, go ask the desk. So we walk over there calmly, and we ask her, and she says there's nothing really we can do because we plan on landing with about an hour and 10 minutes before our next boarding time. So there's nothing she can do. Also, we're just like, we got to get out of Jamaica, so we're getting on this plane. We get on the plane, and we're flying, and of course Heather's stressing. I like to not live through moments twice, so in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy this flight. I'm going to try and take a nap. I'm going to watch this TV show, this movie. They had Avatar, the new one, on, so I got to watch it. It was amazing. Really good movie. Didn't get to finish it, but I will later. And then we land, and we check the time, and it's close. Then we can't find our bags, so we find a guy, and Heather starts asking him, We got to get our bags right. We can't find them. He tells us they're in that bag check. So I tell Heather, you figure out directions, what we need to do. I'm going to go get the bags. I run, I get the bags, and get back to Heather, and she has directions. He says something about the Sky Track. You could take it. It may be faster. It may not. So we take off. First thing we got to do is get through customs and get our bags, checked out and rechecked. So we're walking at a fast pace. We're walking so fast, they have those little escalators that move you forward. And people are on those and walking, and we're walking on the regular ground passing them. That's how fast we're going. So it's already begun. We're taking off. We're trying to get there as quick as possible. We wait through the line at customs, and we get our bags checked. We got to chug some water, dump it out because you can't take any liquids. We're making sure we're trying to be as quick as possible, trying to make all the right decisions. So we get the bags checked and we look, and she says they are boarding in 7 minutes. And we have about a mile to go. We've already went about a mile to get to the bags and through all that. And we got about a mile to go. Well, I know we can run a 7-minute mile, but that's warmed up, working out, expecting it. Well, we don't have time to warm up. So Heather takes off and I take off with her. We get a little bit of the ways and there's the Sky Track. So I'm like, hey, slow down. We look at the Sky Track and we talk just for a little bit. And it's like, what if it's got to wait? And yeah, it might be faster, but if it doesn't take off at the time we need it to, or we got to wait for it to get back. So we decide like, all right, we train, we do CrossFit, we work out enough. We can trust each other here. So I just say, let's go. And we take off, and I have our beach bag, and I give her the one on wheels, the little carry-on wheels, and we take off. Well, the bag strap's bright, so I got to just hold the bag, and we're running. We run nonstop through the airport, and it's funny because I'm the whole time just thinking, like, this is crazy. I believe we're going to make it, but, people are watching us, but at least we look fit. I bet people are believing that we're going to make it, where they see some people running, they might not. So we're tested. We get tested in life. And, luckily, both of us were up to the test. Because if you think about it, if she isn't fit enough to run a mile, we don't make it. If I'm not fit enough to run a mile, we don't make it. So we can depend on each other, which is a great thing right here. We run, of course, if you know me, you know I'm a sweater, so I'm sweating, but we're running. We're not really out of breath. There's no reason to stop. We didn't have to really warm up. We just running. This is it. Life is going to throw you tests, and I hope that you're willing or able to pass these tests, because we look and there's not another flight for 36 hours from Houston to OKC. So we would have been stuck, and we had to get the kids and all of that. We make it. The line is formed. We're in group 3. I think they've already had group 3 on the plane. And the awesome thing is we really didn't have to run at all, because as soon as we get in line, the intercom comes on and something is broke on the plane. But that's not the point. The point of this story is fitness and being capable when people need you. It's one thing if I'm traveling alone and I don't make the flight because I can't physically get there. I could live with that. What I couldn't live with is Heather missing the kids because I'm too out of shape to be able to get to that gate. So it showed me how much I appreciate that Heather takes care of herself to be able to step up when a real life situation comes. And I want that for everybody. I want everybody to be able to make their own luck. In those situations, I find luck. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're lucky that," and it's yeah, I am a lucky person because I make my luck. I don't hope. I prepare for when a situation comes up that I can make this happen. That I can be ready for the moment, and if we're ready for that moment, then luck is going to happen in our favor. So whether that's being able to play with the kids all day, if you go on a skiing trip, are you going to be able to ski the second day? You know, life, are you going to be able to pick the kids up if they want to be picked up? There's so many tests in life that if you're not taking care of your body, if you're not eating right, if you're not sleeping, if you're not exercising, then you're missing out on life. And, too many people are working out to have abs, to look a certain way, and to be able to post on Instagram and Facebook and all that. And while all that's great, the better you look, the better you feel, the more confidence you have is good. I hope your fitness can also prepare you for the test that life is going to throw outside of the gym. And if all you're doing is walking on a treadmill and then hitting some bench press and some curls and all of that, I don't feel like that is going to prep you for life. We had to run and carry. And if we're not doing that in CrossFit mixed in that way, then we might not make this flight. Yeah, the plane was broke, so we would have made it. But if that plane was fine, then we're stuck in Houston. We've upset, work's life. We've upset the kid's dad and their family who were expecting us to take the kids the next day. So it wasn't just me and Heather depending on each other. It was everybody in our life depending on us to make that flight and get back. And with our level of consistency over the years of training, people can depend on us. And that's a great thing. That's a great feeling. That's a great confidence builder to know that you're ready when people depend on you. So my hope for everybody is that they find a way to train that preps them for life's test. And when you do that, you're going to be ready and you're going to thrive in life throughout your whole life, not just in your 20s and 30s. Yeah, if you're young enough, you could take off running, but also we were fine a few minutes after getting there, where some people might have needed to take a nap. So, here's my call for you. CrossFit, it really preps you for the unknown and unknowable. And that's the beauty of the mixed modality and the intensity that CrossFit training brings. So if you're ready to get prepared for life and all its tests it's going to throw at you, hit CrossFit Fiend up today and let our coaches and our community show you that you can thrive even when life is really testing you. That's my spiel for y'all today. You guys stay rad. I love y'all.